Hello, so my bee-friendly plant of the day seems to be a lot at this time of year. We're halfway through spring and everything's coming into flower, but probably the winner right now in terms of most bees on one plant is right behind me here. I'm sure you know what it is. It's a rhododendron, one of many species and cultivars that are available. I should say straight away, please do not buy Rhododendron ponticum and plant it in your garden. I don't think you can buy it, it's illegal to sell it, so you shouldn't be able to get hold of it in garden centres or anywhere. But that is an invasive weed. It's one particular species of rhododendron which spreads in our woodland and is a real plague. It smothers the bluebells and everything else in the woodland flora. But there are about 750 different species of rhododendron, and so far as I know, only ponticum is a problem. All the rest are beautiful flowers, and as far as I'm aware, they're all attractive. Certainly all the ones I've got in my garden are really attractive to bumblebees specifically, and there's a really interesting story to that. So the nectar of rhododendrons contains a poison called a toxin, which bumblebees seem to be resistant to, but honeybees aren't. And there have been some studies done by Jane Stout and her research group in Ireland. Jane was a PhD student of mine back in the 90s, crikey. They've done some work and shown that actually it can kill, the toxin in the nectar is strong enough to kill honeybees, and that's why honeybees tend to avoid rhododendrons. Whereas bumblebees seem to be resistant to the toxin and happily forage on rhododendrons, collecting the nectar and the pollen with seemingly no ill effects at all. Which in itself is interesting enough, but there's a twist to this which I've never fully understood, which is that around the Black Sea, where Rhododendron ponticum grows wild, there are areas where the honeybees do visit the rhododendrons, and they make a honey, which is called mad honey. It's a thing in Turkey. People pay quite a lot of money for it. Some men believe it has aphrodisiac properties, but it's basically poison. It's not good for you at all. But nonetheless is valued in some parts of the world. But so the puzzle is, how on earth do the perhaps the honeybees around the Black Sea are resistant like bumblebees are here? I really don't know. No one's ever investigated as far as I'm aware, but it's one of those puzzles. Anyway, if you're on holiday in Turkey near the Black Sea, do beware about buying honey. Anyway, rhododendron. I don't know if you've noticed, but while I've been talking, it's just been buzzing away with bees. So let's have a quick look at what we can see visiting it. There's an early bumblebee, little worker, busily scrambling for pollen off this rhododendron. There's two down there. Frightened one off, but there's the other one. She's a queen garden bumblebee. She's absolutely frantic. And there's another one down here going bananas, as if they're in a race or something. Desperate for, I'm not sure, they're getting nectar by the look of it. Oh, and off they go. So, rhododendron, an absolute magnet for bees, and boy, what a showy plant it is too. Even when it's wet from the rain, bees are all over it. It looks glorious. If you want to grow rhododendrons, you can buy them from garden centres, very widely available. They're tricky to propagate. The Royal Horticultural Society website has information about how to do it. I've only ever got them to take from cuttings in late summer, and even then it's quite tricky. But give it a go if you fancy. As I say, full instructions on the RHS website. And if you've got room, I could highly recommend one or two of these in a shrubbery. Will keep the bees very happy in the middle of May. Okay, until the next time, remember to subscribe should you want more of my top tips on bee-friendly plants. Take care.